Okay, now we have some maintenance that we have to do with this FRH. We have to get rid of that heating element, and we've got to dump out this water so we can reuse this bag for our next ration. Now, in doing this maintenance, this might be the only issue that I have with this so far, is what are you supposed to do with it? The used items. I would recommend a bag, something similar to this, that you're able to put your trash or your used flameless ration heater elements in a sealable bag, so that way you're not leaving them all over the battlefield or whatever, especially if you're in Special Forces and you are trying to remain stealth and concealed. And then lastly, the chicken and rice. Again, we've already seen how to use the FRH and everything else, so I'm just going to knock this out real quick. Okay, this time we're going to add the coffee into this bag. We're going to put that into the FRH as well. Now you can drink directly out of this bag, but we are going to use our mug. Man, this this is pretty toasty too. Now you can drink on this end. It does have a gusseted top, so you can set it down. But all that being said, let's take a look. There is our 2-in-1 coffee. This one does not have sugar. Oh, that looks pretty good. See them green beans, those carrots. And again, let's hack that down to size so we can really get in that bowl. It's got a nice smell. Another thing that I really like about these is the sodium count. The sodium is nowhere near what you would get in a standard adventure type of freeze-dried ration. I mean, nowhere near. Well, let's get in here and give that a go. Look, you got little bits of chicken right there. Of course, you see the carrot, you see the green bean. And I'll list everything down there on the bottom. What else is in here? Okay, I admit, I definitely enjoy the flavors of this more than I did with the pork and rice. It's probably like got chicken stock in here or something. Oh man, this is really, really yummy. It's like maybe a pea? Who knows? It's completely reconstituted. You can definitely... There's no crunchy bits in here. No nothing. Really good. And there is a noticeable difference if you use hot water or cold water. In this one, I actually used some cold water. In this one, I used hot water. And definite noticeable difference. Let me try this coffee before it gets a little cold. And you can definitely tell it has no sugar in there. It is simply coffee with some creamer, and that is it. Let me dig this out. This looks like a big piece of chicken right here. So you can definitely see the size difference between their bits of chicken and what you would get in another commercial type of ration. It's good stuff. Well, let's take a look at those snacks. Now, as earlier discussed, these can be eaten at any time during the day or with one of your meals if you wanted to. It really doesn't matter. It's just to provide consistent, more sustainable energy throughout the day. Well, let's take a look at this honey mustard, and this is actually turkey jerky. It is a 40-gram pack of it. And instead of being double packaged, it is just bam, right there, good to go. Just take out the oxygen absorber and chow down. It's relatively nice. It feels kind of like there's a little bit of moisture in here. So it's not like that Canadian kind that is like chewing cement. So it does make it easier to chew. It has the slightest mustard taste, but you can definitely smell that permeating throughout this. And then let's try the legit beef jerky. See in there really quick. Grab a couple of these bits. Now this is original jerky, which is usually kind of standalone stuff, but this has a lot of stuff in it. It's got honey, soy, brown sugar, red wine, apple vinegar, spices, dried plums, all of that mixed into this meat or the spice rub. Not too bad. I wasn't expecting the little fruity hint of flavors, especially with original beef jerky, but hey, I would not complain because I lived off this stuff my last year when I was at Fort Bragg. Absolutely could not eat another MRE, but I survived off beef jerky. Now, I was looking at this brown bread. It does kind of have a short shelf life. The stuff that was in that Danish ration, that stuff was like bulletproof. It lasted for like 3, 4, 5 years. In fact, I just finally got rid of the bread that I had sitting in my refrigerator not too long ago, and I think it was still good. But we'll give this a taste. We'll see how it is. And granted, this would be really good with some of the rice. It is very dry, so it would definitely need something to go with it. And lucky for us, we just happen to have something. And I guess push come to shove, you could always spread some of your energy gel on it too, just to give it some extra flavor, because it is pretty bland, but you do get that little hint of that dark bread flavor. It's just really dense, and when you start chewing it, it just kind of crumbles apart, and you can see all these little crumbles down here. Well, that's like the consistency it kind of leaves in your mouth. And I've been kind of curious to see exactly what is going to be inside of this. I don't know if it's going to be a clear gel or what, but we'll share it with you. It does have kind of like a nice little floral, fruity flavor. It is a clear gel. It kind of looks like something else that I don't really want to say on camera. That's actually pretty good. It does have like a fruit type flavor to it. It really, what's the exact word that I want to say this without sounding like a freak? It coats the inside of your mouth. It's very thick, and I'll just leave it at that. It's an energy gel. Imagine what a gel tastes like when you swallow it. So there you go. And I imagine that this one is pretty much the same, except for it has some caffeine in there. And I've already had a cup and a half of coffee. I don't need to be bouncing off the walls. And oddly enough, our chocolate bar also has caffeine. And I'm kind of already in a caffeine buzz. So I'm going to forego my chocolate and the other energy gel. We will take a look at this protein bar, though. It looks like it is chocolate covered, and it is chock full of nuts, different kinds. And basically, that is what it is. Then the hot chocolate drink, you can have this anytime that you want. In fact, I would probably hold on to this if I had like overnight radio watch or something like that. OP, that would be a time when I would have this. Now, finally getting back to this protein shake, its purpose is you were supposed to drink this right before you're getting ready to go to bed. Now, there's two reasons for that. One, the protein will absorb into your body a little better, which is always a bonus. Second of all, if you're in a cold climate, this will help keep your body warm because it will require your body to keep metabolizing the whole time. This calls for 200 ml of water. It looks like you can pour directly into this packet and drink it. But I don't know. Kiwi, mint, and avocado. I know it's a test. That is a combination I don't believe I have ever had. And I'm usually kind of adventurous with culinary endeavors. And seeing how it is a test, it does say that it is chock full of vitamins, but it doesn't exactly tell you what vitamins are in here. I'm sure on the production packaging, it definitely will. If I can open the bag. It definitely has that green kiwi avocado color, and it does have an avocado smell. This is going to be interesting. Don't get me wrong, I really like avocado too. But man, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour half of this in here right now, give it a shake, and then I'll add another or the rest of the water so I can make sure that I get all of this protein powder off the bottom of this container. Okay, I think I'm successful with that. And that's probably a good idea doing that because I could feel quite a bit of powder on the bottom. Yeah, and just with that, it looks like there's going to be plenty of room for mixing. Okay, the moment of truth. If we can open up the bag. I don't know if this passes a sniff test, man. This smells really funky. Well. That's pretty much everything out of there. I don't know. What do you all think of this flavor combination? Got some little seeds in there. I guess those are kiwi seeds. And that avocado smell is very, very in your face. Well, down the hatch. That is probably the most curious flavor. There's like no mint flavor that I can detect. You can definitely detect the avocado, and you can get the slightest hint of kiwi. I guess if you just take an avocado and you blend it, add some water to it, this is kind of what it'll taste like. It's not unpalatable, but yeah, if you were a special forces guy, yeah, just chug it down. If I was in the army and I needed that, yeah, I would just. Well, the army's mantra is eat it now, taste it later. But just sitting here trying to give an impression of the flavor, you would say, you know what? Maybe I like a strawberry flavor or, something else. Apple. Yeah, I don't know if this is the best flavor combination for me, but I'm quite sure if you needed your grams of protein, this would be perfect for everyone. And just to cover these one last time, this might be kind of like an Epic White type product. And instead, there's actually two towels in here. One is for your upper half of your body and one is for the lower half of your body. I think that would be great for hygiene when you're definitely out in the field to get all that scuzz off you and get refreshed. Just so I can look on the inside and see what they are like. Because I imagine... Yeah, actually no, these are kind of like little foamies. Well, I'm going to add some water to this and see how these turn out. Wow, and it's got cleaning agent right in it too. That is really cool. That is really cool. Well, I'm going to part with some final thoughts. I'm a huge fan of this bag. They claim that you can use this up to 10 times to heat a ration, meal, water, whatever you need to. One thing I would recommend is a small Ziploc bag so you can at least pack out some trash. If you believe in that mantra, leave no trace, this would be definitely something beneficial, especially if you had to reuse this to heat more meals further down the line. Well, everybody, this was a review of a tactical ration bag from Tactical Food Pack. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you all on my next review. Bye.